Lil Mosey has been undergoing such a life-threatening case for the last 2 years of his career, a case that would end up terminating the potential success to come from his artistry. In more recent events, he was found not guilty, leaving all this industry behind. Now, he's quickly trying to connect the dots back together as fast as he can, in order to continue his uprising within the music industry. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'm sure you've noticed my voice sounds a little different throughout the video. I'm sorry about that, I'm kinda sick, and my allergies along with that. Anyways, let's get right back into the video. Lathan Eccles was born on January 25th, 2002 in Mount Lake Terrace. Mosey would rapidly move to Seattle at the age of 2 while being raised by his mom. Although his roots came directly from Seattle, he would not take quite a liking to his own city, by claiming he's the only one making it out of Seattle from doing music, in which then he would say how people took that out of context. His older brother would influence Mosey into developing music at a young age. One day, Mosey's brother stole his iPod and added Meek Mill's hit song, Dreams and Nightmares. Listening to this track impacted the artist tremendously because he would soon later start creating music. Due to his newly found love for making his own songs, Mosey frequently asked his mother to drop out of school to focus on his passion. However, this would not come into fruition because she would never allow it. His mom would state that she would want Mosey to do normal kid stuff and just be a normal kid. All of this would occur in 2016 around the same time the famously known SoundCloud era was building up. The young rapper would start to upload his tracks on the site, beginning with the song Off-White, which is currently sitting at 2.42 million streams. During the time of its release, it would quickly reach 50k plays, which is insane for someone just starting his career. Even though his mom was against the idea of him developing music, Mosey still kept at it by performing at Coast to Coast Live at the end of 2016. His career would swiftly rise when he dropped the song Pull Up a year later in December 2017. Along with an elevated music video, Pull Up would have major success, with it receiving 38 million views on YouTube and 103 million on Spotify. While only at the age of 15 years old, Mosey had the internet watching him, by people enjoying the new sound he brought, his image, and how aspiring this kid was at 15. The success from this song caused his mother to allow him to drop out of school whilst in the 10th grade. They would move to LA in order for him to pursue his career within the scene even further. The young rapper would begin to create his debut mixtape North Best while in LA, which would include Pull Up on the track list. North Best released on October 19, 2018, which consisted of 12 tracks including a Block Boy JB feature. The mixtape would reach the Billboard Top 200 chart at 29, making it a top 30 on the chart, which is decent at this point within his career. This tape would include 2 more hits, which consisted of Kamikaze and Noticed. Noticed being the one to explode up with popularity alongside a Lyrical Lemonade music video, which has over 286.7 million views on YouTube and over 653 million streams on Spotify. The song would peak at 80 on Billboard's Top 100 with it spending 10 weeks on the chart. Following this release, the music video for Kamikaze would release on October 23rd, 2018. The song also got a little buzz with it having 82.3 million views on YouTube and 256 million plays on Spotify. Heading towards 2018, Lil Mosey would go on a tour with fellow Chicago rapper Juice WRLD, that would release a single a year later named G-Walk featuring Chris Brown that also did solid numbers. The single was the beginning of his debut studio album Certified Hitmaker. Following G-Walk, he dropped another hit named Stuck in a Dream with Gunna that would become his highest charting song at the time. Peaking at only 62 on the top 100, fans began to see Mosey's potential with this upcoming album. Now, entering 2020, many people began gravitating towards one of Lil Mosey's leaked songs, this being Blueberry Faygo. The leaks accumulated many streams over the course of a year, causing Mosey to finally release the anticipated single on February 7th, 2020, with another Lyrical Lemonade music video a month later on March 26th. This track instantly became Mosey's highest charting song, earning him his first top 10 hit on Billboard. Peaking at number 8 on the charts and acquiring over 1.1 billion streams on Spotify, this ended up being the highlight of Mosey's career. The song would start off on TikTok, with many using the sound within their videos. Having the song start off on TikTok caused the single to reach an extraordinary amount of people, which is why it earned major success internationally. Continuing his reign in 2020, Mosey would feature on Jamaican producer Russian song All on the Team, which performed really well with it getting 71 million streams. Then he would drop Back at It featuring Lil Baby, which would end up being a former President Barack Obama's 2020 summer playlist, which is insane because he was only 18 at the time. He would also drop a little Spanish collab with Lune called Top Gone, which did solid numbers as well. 2020 would overall be an insane year for the Washington rapper. Even during the pandemic, his music was performing very well, which kept his relevancy afloat, because artists weren't allowed to perform. Sadly though, this would only end up being the peak of his career. During lockdown, he would be working on a tape named Universal that would not see the light of day until 2022. This tape was supposed to be the lead up to his sophomore studio album, The Land of Make Believe, thus causing fans to question if it will ever get released over on Reddit. We would see Mosey once again on November 6, 2020, where he was featured on the track Krabby Step that was for the SpongeBob movie, which didn't perform the best but still pulled some numbers. Then being on the internet money song Jet Ski with Lil Tecca, becoming the closest hit he received since Blueberry Faygo, accumulating over 88 million plays and being featured on Rap Caviar was a good look for the rapper. At this point, his career seemed to be very stable after having a quick uprise, then fell off to having the biggest hit of his life. Although he had the fame and fortune behind him, his reign will go downhill because he would be charged with second-degree sexual assault on April 2nd, 2021. The story started off by Mosey attending a New Year's party with the alleged victim on the night of January 25th, 2020, in which he had allegedly had certain relations with an intoxicated woman that was incapable of giving consent. The incident would all take place in a cabin up in Washington. According to TMZ, the woman along with her friend blacked out from drinking and woke up to the rapper and another man being on top of them. Mosey would plead not guilty in the situation. If convicted, the young Washington rapper would receive life in prison. Interesting enough though, one of the alleged victims would claim in a written statement that she consented to such relations with Mosey in a vehicle, but would later black out due to being drunk off White Claws and champagne. Mosey then proceeded to force himself onto her, causing her to have pain in her leg muscles. She would also black out once again to see another man in the room do the exact same thing. The woman claimed to have several injuries, including bruising in her arm, neck, and in her knee. She also received information from someone at the party explaining something about training 2 girls. What made matters worse is when the Washington rapper did not appear in court. Apparently the court was sent the wrong address, according to Mosey's attorney, which caused him to miss the date. Publicly, the situation depicted Mosey as guilty, making matters worse. The trial date would be delayed until February 22nd, 2023. During this 2-year hiatus, Mosey would barely release any music and was not allowed to collaborate with any artist. He only dropped around 6 singles between the time of the trial and his charge. Comparing the streams from the song Try Me, released in 2021, to those of Not the Same God as Mine, Ain't a Flex, and Falling, revealed another huge impact to his career: the internet. See, the internet is a fast place with something always going on, so once he stopped releasing regularly, people slowly started to drift away from his craft. Mosey did eventually release the Universal tape as well. However, with people forgetting about him and the label providing little to no promotion due to the issues currently arising, greatly affected the trajectory of his career. Not only that, fans quickly disassociated with the star because of this situation. It won't be until March 3rd, 2023 that the jury found Mosey not guilty. On the same day, Mosey dropped a teaser to a song along with him thanking God for the truth coming out. March 17th was the day Mosey released his single Flu Game, which hyped up his comeback. It didn't really perform too well, only reaching up to 1.2 million streams on Spotify. The recovery of losing the past 2 years of his career truly ruined his potential. He now has to catch up the lost time within the industry to rebuild the empire he once had. Luckily, Ohio rapper Trippie Redd did bring him out on set on Rolling Loud, which made him the first to show love after the issue died down. The fans did witness a new problem Mosey could face once hearing his performance, and that is, his voice got deeper. People were used to his younger sound where he had a higher pitched voice. It is not guaranteed that the same gravitation towards his song will happen again, and now with his voice change, that slight chance he had might have become even slimmer now. Before ending this video, I would like to say that without a doubt, Mosey deserves a second chance, and we owe that to him. Even though Flu Game didn't do too well, he still has the opportunity to bring back his career. With his melodies and catchy hooks, now the 23-year-old rapper Lil Mosey has returned from a disastrous fate that highly affected his career. Now it's only up to us to help him build him back up.